It's Just a Hill, a cycling club that promotes inclusion, judgment-free, with no gatekeepers. Focused on creating content from behind the handlebars to in the studio, It's Just a Hill is producing videos and podcasts to spread the message that cycling is for everyone. We are focused on reminding everyone that riding your bike can help you overcome any obstacle, because after all, it's just a hill. Hello and welcome to another episode of the It's Just a Hill podcast. I am John.
Jared.
Jeremy.
I'm Brian.
Nice. Thank you, all three of you, for being here. Thank you if you're listening or watching along on YouTube. Episode 8 of the podcast. How does it feel?
Good.
Feels
Glad to be
great.
here.
Wow, 8.
8.
When did we start?
Third location.
When did we start what?
The podcast.
When was the first day that we did it? Was that last summer?
Late summer, early fall, I think, for the podcast. It's Just a Hill isn't even a year old.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah. The first video shoot that we did was April 17th, 2021.
3 days ago. No, what?
No.
Are you talking about
The 4th. It's
talking
April
about the
4th.
ocean?
Never mind.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
The first video that we did, like the launch
Holy
video,
shit.
was April 17th. I'm pretty sure 17th of 2021.
That's awesome.
That sounds
Sorry,
about
I
right.
was just excited for 420. I thought today was the 20th. So
Oh.
3 days ago.
I had no idea where you were going with that. Yeah, roundtable episode. Last one we did was just us three. We got Jared in the mix. Jared, how you been?
Good.
Thanks
you.
for coming.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've been back on. Glad to be back.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
And I would like to start by putting the spotlight on you. We have a cue for the spotlight.
Fine.
No, it's just static.
Okay,
Spotlight.
It's not
and
moving
take.
nowhere.
We'll get that in post.
Jared, we don't have to necessarily give away your children's social security number or anything.
Okay.
But you have
03.
you have a new kid at home.
Yeah.
Your second child. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's
Thank
only
you very
now
much.
that it's official because it's on the podcast. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah,
you.
congrats.
Yeah, 10 weeks actually now.
10 weeks old. She's 10 weeks old.
Yes.
Woo!
Second kid, 10 weeks.
Double dig.
Oh, yeah.
Double digit in weeks.
Wow.
It's
Yeah.
crazy. I'm actually glad we're going to be talking about this because this is, like I was telling John before the podcast, it's actually my first time being out since the baby was born.
I mean, that's
and,
huge.
Not having to deal with like a kid or anything. So.
Yeah. You just have to
Yeah.
deal with us three idiots instead.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pumped.
How is so have you been riding your bike? Did you say, no, I'm not going to ride my bike for the first few weeks. I'm going to focus on my daughter. How did you balance that?
I've basically been trying to do it as much as possible. It's coming back more and more, but when she was first born, there was not a lot of time at
Sure.
all. And even now that the weather's turning, I'm still kind of confined to the indoors because I'll do it when she's napping,
Yeah.
or something
Yeah.
like that.
And it's easier,
But,
quicker.
Yeah. It's really just a time suck, to be honest with you. Like,
Sure.
Every minute, and then, like when you think about like going out, to kind of like go into the topic that we were going to talk about a little bit about balancing like dad life and cycling. Like,
Yeah.
I think one of the biggest differences, like, anytime I take an hour or 2 or 3 or 4 or whatever to myself, that's like a debt that I'm putting on Meg. So like,
You got to pay that debt.
exactly. So
Yeah.
like it does balance out and stuff like that, but at the same time, like even in like the beginning stages of planning a ride to go out, that guilt is like right there, you know?
Yeah. What are you dropping like coins in a jar at home? You're like,
Yeah.
I did 3 hours on my bicycle today.
And she, I mean,
Meg gets 3 hours back
and she's great too. Like
to
she'll
watch Seinfeld. You talked about her watching Seinfeld before we started recording.
she 9 out of 10 times, like there's no issue. And
Sure,
it's
but you're
more
just
so
being
like getting,
fair.
yeah. But, balancing it out with work and everything on top of it's just been nuts lately.
Yeah.
And then like I look at you guys and do you guys know what dinks are? Like
That
there's
depends.
there's a saying called double income, no kids, dinks.
Yeah.
So like from an outside perspective, you're all obviously in like good, stable relationships. But so to like, I consider you all dinks. So I hope that's not like I hope I'm not like making fun of you guys. I don't mean it as in like a disparaging way.
I'm cool with being a dink.
Like Doug Funny's next door neighbors, the
Yeah,
Dinks.
dinks.
Yeah, but
Dinks.
and not even from
Mr.
like a
Dink.
financial aspect, just like the time that you guys have to at least comparatively or relatively speaking. That's what I'm just like so jealous of.
Yeah, I mean, you have the same amount of time. You're just focused on something that's like maybe actually important.
Right. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say
Instead of just like
it's
me
all-
like staring at my shoes. Or
that part's all subjective, right?
oh, let me lube my chain again.
But it would just be like just the thought of like having a few hours a day just to kind of like do your own thing. And like
Sure.
I know like people could say, well, you could just get up earlier, go to bed later. It's like, dude, I'm fucking I don't know if
course
we
you
can
are.
swear on this, but
You
like,
just did.
You can
Sorry.
swear, yeah.
Well,
Swearing
you
is
just like
Got the little
There
red
goes the-
E next to
yeah.
Tim Cook. Yeah.
Tim Cook.
Yep, we're swearing on the podcast now. Bezos, we're swearing on the podcast.
you got to call Athletic Greens.
I wish
the
I had a
ad-
banana
ad
instead of an
spot.
actual phone. Yeah.
Yeah, just like I don't know. It's something working on little by little every day.
Yeah.
Getting it back, but yeah, the biggest change is just time.
Time.
Even with one kid, you like
Yeah.
so much more time to yourself.
You've been getting some outside rides in, right?
Oh yeah,
Not just trainer
yeah,
rides.
just
Yeah,
like lunch,
saw that.
just like
Yeah.
lunch rides. Yeah,
You're living in a new place. You're
Got
exploring
excited.
some new roads.
that's what I love the most.
Yeah.
I never really rode down where I currently live now.
Yeah. We
it's
don't
just-
have to dox you, but
No.
Southern Rhode Island ish.
What's
Yeah.
the address?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like everywhere I am, it's
420.
just like there's no flats. Like you can't escape hills, so it's just like
Yeah.
forcing me to get better.
Right.
Which I enjoy. Yeah,
Hell
yeah.
yeah.
Like you can't go like 15 miles without climbing 1,000 feet.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
it's pretty nuts out there, but I like it.
Nice. You like the roads?
Oh yeah, all in good condition, nice and hilly, nice and quiet, which is like also a big difference from
Right.
where I used to live.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm absolutely in love with it. Can't wait to get out there. More
You were
this
saying
summer.
there was gravel around you too?
Yeah, I know. Pretty much on any direction you go, you'll find a few gravel roads.
That's
I
sick.
did sell my gravel bike, but I will be getting another.
There's other ones for sale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A
I will
couple
be-
companies are still making them. I think.
Yeah.
They're,
They're getting popular.
yeah, they're
Gravel
out there.
bikes are getting popular.
Yeah.
I bought a gravel bike,
Privateers.
joined the gravel rides, and then I'm just
Yeah.
like, nah, I'd rather have the tarmac and just
Yeah.
sell the gravel bike.
Yeah, because you were in a place where you were getting rid of an other road bike and wanted to get a new road bike. So
Right.
that's just the place that you were at.
Yeah.
Yeah. You been
It's-
liking that tarmac?
Oh my god, it's like riding on a cloud. I can't even imagine like what an S-Works feels like.
Oh, sure.
But having the SL6, just like the regular Specialized Edition,
Yep.
it's so comfortable.
Nice.
Game changer. Yeah.
Game changer.
Yeah, I can imagine the SL7s
Oh yeah.
one day.
And I think like the only difference, right, is like you got the carbon seat post, carbon bars, and
Between the 7 and the 6, or between the S-Works and
the
the
S-Works
Completely
and the
different
actual
frame.
yeah, the S-Works
Yeah.
and the actual
yeah, it's a
Specialized
different frame. It's like lighter overall and supposed to be like more like it's like stiffer while also being more compliant. I don't know. A lot of buzzwords at the same time.
Yeah.
But
Bicycle.
Yeah, it's like how that's all like the controversy around the new Sprint,
let's
right?
talk about
LA
it, baby. The
yeah,
LA.
yeah.
Yeah, the world's first alloy superbike.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Not that it's not a nice bike. It's a nice bike.
No,
Don't
but
get me
people
wrong.
came out hard against that because it's.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a bold claim, but like,
Right.
I'm sure a lot of that was marketing dollars spent.
Oh, it's
and spent
absolutely
well because we're
marketing.
talking about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
They did the same thing like the one that I have. They took the so the one that I have is the Venge seat post.
Yep.
This time they just took the SL7 seat
Seat
post
post.
because the Venge is now the SL7 because they
Okay.
canceled the Venge to
There's
make
no more Venge, right?
right, and then the SL7 took its place.
Huh.
So they just like took the seat post of the SL7
Right.
and the fork.
Especially a big company like Specialized, they're putting so much money into that like marketing and that rollout. And,
Oh, yeah.
You know, like you're right. We're talking about it.
Yeah,
And it's
do
even
like the
though
Legion guys and everything.
$6,800 for
for a full
for
frame
an
set,
aluminum bike is
that's a lot.
fucking wild.
That's a lot.
I mean, you're getting a Roval carbon wheel set
Sure.
and like SRAM Force, but like
Yep. Electronic.
electronic.
Yep.
Yeah, E-tap.
Nice.
It's a one
Right.
buy.
Right.
Yeah, but that's not an entry level bike for anything. And then like, who
No.
wants to spend? I don't know. Unless you are maybe that like high level crit racer or something like that. Who wants to spend $7,000 on an aluminum bike? And I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, the frame sets are reasonably priced. They were
Sure.
like $1,700,
Yeah.
which if you already had you could just build a bike up.
Yeah.
Right.
The market
Can't be easy to
is
get your hands on them.
No.
Sold out immediately, right?
Plus, like a SRAM Access group set is like $3,000 right now. So
Oh wow.
Yeah.
you could find them used for like 22, 23.
Wow, I got a deal on that tarmac after all. I
Yeah, I think you did.
think I paid $2,000 for that with Altegra setup, and
It's mechanical.
yeah,
Yeah.
but even still,
Well, the
like-
price
Yeah.
difference between mechanical and electronic is like nowhere near.
Oh really?
Yeah.
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 Mechanical's great.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
mechanical.
I've
Yeah.
never. I've actually
fan.
never used electronic shifting, so I wouldn't. I don't even know what it feels like, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
The only thing I can say about electronic shifting that I like over over mechanical is you can brake and downshift at the same time
Oh,
pretty easily.
really?
Yeah,
That's like
yeah.
my favorite thing. Like you can hold both levers and you can just like pinky the left trigger
Yeah.
or left lever and downshift, and you can do that multiple times or just like hold your pinky on it.
Huh.
And like shifting under load.
Yeah.
is
Yeah, that's got to
smoother.
be a big one. You don't have to get that like feel for it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You can be like climbing.
Yeah, like I feel like adjusting your derailleurs is a little bit easier. You're
Oh,
not
that
dealing
for
with
sure.
limit screws or anything. But
I had to do that the other day.
there's something about mechanical shifting that like is just so solid.
Yeah.
You know, like it's
Yeah.
just solid. Like especially if you're going in the direction where it doesn't require the extra force. Like you're
Yeah.
just like tapping it to like let go of the pressure and just like go down a cog.
Yeah.
So easy.
Yeah, it's
you know?
just the feedback that you
right.
get.
Right. So I mean
Yeah,
I think they both
two out of
have their benefits, you know.
2 out of 3 of my bikes are mechanical. So.
Oh, okay. You think there's a World Tour bike that's not electric out there?
No.
Everybody's using mechanical?
Yeah.
No.
Definitely not.
I mean we could look that up.
Like,
We could be
too
very
much
wrong.
shit could go wrong.
What about on the gravel
You
scene?
could get too many mechanicals.
Oh, yeah. What about on the gravel scene? You think there's any mechanical there? Because you would figure like with mud and everything getting involved.
I don't know.
That could be a mixed topic.
Yeah, and especially because you're mostly running one by. I don't know. I also don't know how to like Google this quickly, and I
right,
feel
yeah,
like it's
that's
just
a good
going to be
point.
distracting. But maybe on next episode.
Pull that up.
Yeah. We get it. We just got to get a fucking assistant down
Yeah,
here.
we
or
got a
something.
producer now for episode 9.
I would say that the majority is all electronic.
Yeah,
I think so.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably right.
At the pro UCI like World Tour level.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
and whatever that equivalent is in gravel. But I don't know because gravel is,
Privateers only.
yeah, privateers only.
Will there be a LA Sprint on any of the World Tour
No.
races this year?
No way.
You don't think so?
No way. No.
Crits only.
Only specialized bikes you see out there are tarmac SL7s.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
For sure.
It would have to if it were to happen, probably through like some force like specialized deal that they have with the team or something like that. You know?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you'll see them in crit races and stuff, with like sponsored crit riders, but not in the World Tour. I mean, it's like they just finally, Ineos finally is using disc brakes now. Everyone has
really?
disc brakes now in the World Tour too. Yeah.
Did you see? Oh my God! Now I'm losing his name. The Colombian kid.
Egan Bernal.
Yeah. Did you see him out in his ride 2 months after he broke
Yeah.
20 bones or something like that?
Yep.
I'm sorry if you guys talked about this on the last episode.
No, we
I don't
didn't.
think we did
No,
talk
we haven't
about it.
talked
We've
about
talked
it
about
yet.
it a lot, like personally.
You
That
posted was it the video on the Instagram the other
Yeah.
day when he like took off, like they're doing like a team ride?
Yep.
Or is this a different video?
Oh no, this one was he was out with his girlfriend on a ride. That
gotcha.
I
didn't
saw.
see
It was like
that
the
one.
first outdoor ride because I guess he's done some like indoor training rides. But
Yeah.
2 months after breaking all
Insane.
that, that's just
Right. So for
nuts.
those of you who don't know, he was out on a training ride. Egan Bernal, he races for Ineos Grenadiers. He was out on a training ride with his team on his time trial bike, and he hit the back of a bus that was stopped on the side of the road and going quite fast.
Yeah, the thing was
Probably-
like 33 or something.
yeah, miles per hour.
Basically just going straight into
Broke
a
his
wall.
femur, broke vertebrae, broke his clavicle, punctured lungs, and people weren't sure if he was ever going to race his bike again. And then like a month and a half later, he's on the trainer,
Yeah.
doing like a nice light spin, and then a couple weeks after that, riding outdoors.
That's so crazy.
I mean, obviously, an elite athlete, right, with like a
Oh,
huge
yeah.
team behind him, but like the determination and like the the tenacity that comes behind that is like something not to be like scared. Like that's scary
just
what
to
he went
even
through.
to get on the trainer,
Right.
and like just go through the pain, you know,
Right. Yeah.
It's got to be crazy. Do you ever come back from that though to like get back to that crazy
Right.
Tour de France level?
Who knows?
mean-
That's a big thing.
That's nuts.
It's all mental. You can
Stay
heal
tuned.
anything.
Stay tuned for the story on Egan, or hopefully one day he'll come on the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll be on episode 10.
I'll even interview other people on Ineos that I don't care for. Garen Thomas, you can come on the podcast. I hate you. Your Zwift ads are the most annoying thing on YouTube. I hate Garen Thomas and I hate Zwift. You want to combine those two things? And
Every commercial break at the Tour de France.
He the one that crashes all the time?
all the time. Cool.
in Zwift too.
Yeah. They actually had to do multiple takes for his Zwift ad because he kept falling off the fucking trainer.
It's after a few pints. That's why.
Netflix is picking up that Tour de France thing.
That
Did you
is
see
true. Yeah,
That's
I
gonna
did
be
see
awesome.
that.
Their
Yeah.
movie star doc was awesome.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're
I really
going to do
like that
it.
a lot.
Not till next year, but
Right. That's cool.
yeah.
If they can create
people
that
see
same
cycling.
sort of like intensity that they have for the F1 show, like just
Oh yeah, people like that
yeah.
show.
just like the movie star doc, I felt was more around like tactics and like just like a team actually racing. But if
Yep.
they can get like into the more, I don't know, deeper like I don't want to say character arc, but just like personality of the people. I think that would be engaging.
I think EF is pretty involved in it.
Oh really?
And if they are, it's probably gonna
Bunch
be
of
cool.
characters.
Probably gonna be cool.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Bunch of dudes with mustaches.
Yeah. Plus, they're really good at creating that type of content now, anyway.
Yeah,
so.
agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah. All right. Next topic. Moving down the list. I got a list here in front of me. We recently, the three of us, Brian, Jeremy, and I, we participated in the Natchaug Epic. I would like to recap it a little bit, but before we get into that, more generally speaking, I would like to talk about prepping for like a big ride or big race, right? So just you're going to go out for a big ride, right? 6 hours in the saddle. Let's say 6 hours in the saddle. What are you focusing on the night before? For me, I'm trying to eat normally, but I'm really trying to get like the best night's sleep possible. I'm trying to go to bed early, get up like at a reasonable time, and be like mentally focused.
Yeah.
For me, that's big. Sleeping right.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. Like eating is huge, but once you get eating out of the way, I like to set myself up for like relaxation time. So it's
Yes.
not just like I'm rushing around like I just got done with like a big job, going to sleep and then waking up to do something. Like I like to chill.
Right.
Chill and like kind of reflect on what I'm gonna do the next day.
Visualize.
Right.
Yes.
Visualize and attack.
So anytime I've ever done like a big something before a race, like whether it was a road race. Oh well, if it was a road race,
Like on
Just-
2 feet, you mean?
right.
Running.
I just don't. I'm not in the right headspace.
Yep.
You know, I'm not like amped for
Yep.
it. You know.
Yep.
And I think that's like 95% of what gets you through a race is like being in the right headspace.
Sure. Yeah.
But the Natchaug Epic, I felt like I was pretty well rested.
Yep.
I like ate the right amount. I like chilled, and I felt fine. I felt great whole time.
Whole time. Not to bury
Yeah,
the
dude,
lead.
you're ripping up hills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brian. Jeremy has climbing legs now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
Out of nowhere, he woke up the other day and was like,
Yeah.
I climbed.
Brought him to Natchaug. That's what he prepared for the day before. He strapped on his climbing legs.
Nice.
Um,
How big
yeah.
was that ride?
I'm sorry.
Just for like context, how big was that ride?
Well, you mean amount of people?
No, the distance and elevation.
Oh, it was 84 miles,
Yeah. 84.
6,000 feet of climbing. Yeah,
Good day.
Yeah.
That's a big day.
Brian's
Yeah.
about to pull it up.
Yeah. The hills like just kept coming. Like
Yeah.
once you finish one, you were like, all right, got that done.
Yeah.
And you just had enough time to prepare for the next one. And you're like, oh shit, here's another hill.
Yeah.
Do you guys? Do you have the Top Tube sticker and everything?
Yeah,
You know, they
shows
gave it
like, the
to us.
segments?
I didn't put it on.
John put it on.
I put it on and took it off quickly.
Because you just don't want to look at everything else. Coming
It was
up.
just too much to look at.
Yeah.
It
Also,
was
what?
82. Sorry, what?
No, please go ahead.
It was 82 miles, 6,578 feet.
Wow.
Yep.
I think it was like, was it like 60-40 gravel road?
Yep.
Yeah.
60-40 gravel road, and the moving time was 5 hours and 20 minutes.
Oh wow.
So
Did you guys have? Did they have like? Was it like a supported ride or?
it was a supported ride. There was a rest stop at about mile 38 or so, a little bit before halfway, and it was at a general store in the middle of nowhere, Connecticut. The general store itself was open, so you could just like go in and buy things. And the rest stop outside had
Grilled cheese.
grilled cheese wedges and water.
Oh wow.
And now
yeah.
I will say it was a great ride. The people that we met were nice, but that was a little lackluster. I thought that was a little
Yeah,
lackluster.
for the amount of money that we spent on
Yes.
that ride, you
Yeah.
think that it was,
Right.
yeah.
I mean, we've signed up for a few events and races now, and I would not put it in the upper echelon of the things that were like,
Right.
you know,
I went into the store and bought food.
same.
Yeah.
I bought an apple pie.
Yep, I bought an apple pie too.
Yeah. At least they got to give you some food at least.
Right.
Yeah. Well, they did. It just like wasn't.
It's like cheese wedges, like
Yeah, that's
grilled
kinda
cheese
weird.
wedges.
And I wanted to support the store. because
Right.
they were like doing this thing like she almost closed during COVID because
COVID.
it's like this
okay.
little market in the middle of nowhere, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Probably because she only takes cash. That's why she's.
It's like get square. It's,
Yeah.
it's almost free.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good ride, challenging ride. Like,
Yeah.
we're calling it a race, but the whole thing wasn't a race. There were like 4 different race segments.
Oh, okay.
We didn't know where they were until we approached them. All of a sudden, there was a sign on the
Sign.
side of the road that said segment 1 in 500 meters.
Huh.
And that was
So
the
you-
only thing that factored into like your placement.
Overall placement.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did you guys look at that at all, or
Yes.
how'd you do?
Pretty,
got what,
pretty good.
20?
I came in 27th.
Oh, okay.
Which is good. There was like 200 some. So
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I think Brian and Jeremy would have done a lot better.
yeah.
Let's throw it out there. Had the crash not happened,
yeah.
warning sirens.
And me and Brian had a little oopsie during the ride.
Yeah, a little oopsie daisy, a little oopsie poopsie.
What was that like between mile 30 and 35?
It was in between this. It was the second
During the second segment.
During the second segment,
Yep.
we were coming down a hill. It
Paved
was
on a paved
paved
road.
road.
Yep.
A downhill turn into a quick left-hand merge that went into gravel, and
I was right on Brian.
he was right on my wheel.
Well, we had just switched. Like I was out front, and then you went out front.
I go faster down hills because I'm, a heavy boy. So I went around, and then not knowing the turn was coming up so fast, I kind of grabbed my brakes really quick, and that was it.
He locked up,
locked up,
and then I
tried
locked
to
up.
turn, and then Jeremy hit the back of me. Somehow his handlebars wrapped into my rear wheel. He hit the pavement going like 35 miles an hour, hit the back of his helmet,
Yeah.
tuck and rolled,
Wow.
and I kind of like jumped off my bike as I was still moving because I knew that he hit the ground, and like I was like kind of like freaked out, so I didn't
You
want
sort of like bailed, right?
I
Like,
bailed
threw
just
your
so I
bike.
could like turn
You
around.
landed on
and
your feet,
see-
right?
Yeah, I
Oh yeah, he
landed on
stayed
my
upright
feet.
the whole time.
Yeah.
And I turn around like just to make sure he was alive.
Yeah.
And he's sitting there, and
Wow.
yeah, luckily everyone was good. My rear spoke got bent. That was it.
Yeah, I thought that was the end of the ride for us, for a split second.
Yeah.
And then once we gathered ourselves and realized that it wasn't, we didn't do like any anything that would like hang us up from riding anymore.
Yeah.
Sure.
We're like, all right, let's get a move on.
In
Yeah,
the
so
moment, you
that-
felt okay, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
50 more miles after that.
So that fucked us up because we took 20 minutes on that segment, whereas like everyone else was averaging like 10 to 12.
Yeah.
So that put us like at the bottom. I think we were like 60 something,
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I messed up our time quite a bit, but
but
whatever.
it's okay.
Even still,
My favorite
front half of
part
the
was
pack.
how everyone was flying by us. Not a single person asked if we were okay.
At least 5 people saw me hit the ground, and they're like, "Yo, you all right?"
You okay?
I would
I
stop,
gotta
but
go,
I'm
though.
doing this segment for this race that doesn't count for anything.
I don't care.
Yeah.
But
Gotta
it's-
get my 150 worth or whatever,
Yeah.
whatever it costs.
Yeah, exactly.
There's pasta at the end.
Yeah.
I've hit my crash quota for the year, so.
Yeah, that's a good one.
How far were you separated from your bike? Sorry to cut
No,
you
it's
off,
okay.
Well,
Jared.
Brian dragged my bike for
Oh, gotcha.
Took it for a little ride.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
damage to the bike or anything?
just like scuffed the
Oh, yeah.
the front.
My
fork.
bike got more damage,
Yeah.
but
Wow.
My
Rideable.
his helmet got.
My helmet got screwed up. Obviously, you're not going to use a helmet after you smack it on the pavement.
Yeah.
I had my GoPro in like my side jacket pocket, and when I hit the ground, I like rolled onto it, and that like jammed into my side. It
Oh.
didn't. I like obviously didn't break anything, but
Yeah.
that was probably the worst pain. But it wasn't. It was very mild.
You weren't lightheaded or anything from hitting your head?
I was a little like dizzy for a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, it was definitely like it's definitely a good like reality check,
Oh, yeah, I'm
real
sure.
quick.
Yeah. Your
Put things
adrenaline
in
must have been
perspective.
Yeah, yeah.
flowing.
Is it worth it? No.
Took me
No.
took me like 3 or 4 hills to finally like not hold my brakes going down, but
Wow.
whatever.
And that rest stop was like a few miles after
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
The
like
rest
3
stop that we
miles
were
after,
talking
I
about.
think.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we got a little.
Got a little
We
bit.
chilled
bit of
there
a
for a little
breather.
bit.
Yeah.
it takes me back to my skating days where I used to just like hit the ground
Go
all the
down.
time.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah,
it
yeah.
was no big deal.
Yeah.
And that's what it felt like.
Just a lot slower.
I'd be such a wuss. Be like, see you guys. I'll get an Uber. Have fun on the rest of the segment. Oh my god, hit the back of my head and keep going another 50 miles.
Well, that you mentioned one thing about like wearing your helmet. Obviously, that's important. I think I think most people that we see riding their bikes wear their helmets, right? It's
Yeah.
not really
Yeah.
that much of a. But there are some people that think that helmets aren't necessary.
Well, that's with the assumption that they're never going to fall off their bike.
Exactly.
You know?
Right. And
But-
so it depends on the situation. But, you mentioned replacing your helmet after you fall, which is something that maybe not everyone knows, but everyone should probably do. If you go down hard, that helmet is designed for one fall, essentially.
Yeah.
The way that it's like injection molded with the foam and the plastic and stuff, like any sort of hard impact could cause those layers to separate, which means, unfortunately, helmets are not cheap.
It's like a car when the airbags go off.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Cheap insurance, though. I'd rather have to buy
Hell
another
yeah.
helmet than be a vegetable.
Yeah.
Right.
And most companies are good about giving you money off.
Right.
if
Crash
you-
replacement.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, that's
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, Pac offered me $40, or no, 40% off, like
A new helmet. Yeah.
You just have to cut the straps
Yeah.
and send them a picture.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
Huh. That's not a bad deal.
Yeah. So that's nice. Nice that they support that,
What was the next day like after that?
Yeah. The good question.
Not too bad. My neck was a little stiff, and
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
side, like right where my GoPro was, kind
Yeah.
of hurt a little bit, but I'm fine.
Ugh, that's brutal.
Yeah. And that was like
Glad
a week
you're
ago
okay.
now. Yeah.
Yeah.
As of
Yeah,
this
yeah.
recording.
A
That
week
was
ago
last
now,
weekend.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
But it was fun. Natchaug was fun.
yeah. I had a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you guys-
I didn't feel great that day, but I think that goes to what you brought up before, the fueling the night before.
Yeah. What'd you do the night before? You partied?
I didn't party. We went out and got a bunch of food, but I also had some drinks, and I don't think that helped.
Yeah.
But yeah, staying hydrated and sleeping and like eating a ton of carbs.
Yeah.
The day before, definitely important.
Yeah, I'm all about, like, I mentioned sleeping, but even a day before a big ride, I set a timer on my watch that every 10 minutes I take a little sip of water.
Yeah.
Just, like, stay hydrated.
Oh, before the ride?
Yeah, the day
Okay.
before a big ride.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, especially if I know I'm going to do, like, 5 or 6 hours. Like,
Yeah,
I'm,
yeah.
like, trying to stay hydrated beforehand, the day
Yeah.
before. Yeah.
I
Like, if I don't wake up in the middle of the night to pee, I haven't drinking enough, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I do almost every night. I get up once or twice.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I just have a seltzer obsession, so I get through it that way. So it's easy for me.
I also think on a gravel ride, it is harder to stay conscious about the amount of drinking and eating that you're doing.
Yeah.
Because you're just like focused so much more on like
Yeah.
bike handling, keeping your hands on the bars and stuff. So,
I also lost one of my water bottles.
oh right,
at the very,
yeah, the
very
first
first
segment.
like dirt segment.
yeah.
Oh,
the first
just
segment
pop
was
right
gnarly. It was really
It
quick.
was.
It was within the first 5 miles, and it was quite technical.
Yeah.
Yeah. The last segment was maybe the most technical, the fourth one.
Yes.
But the first one sort of was like, all of a sudden you saw, we were literally like mile 3 into the ride, and it was like first segment in 500 meters, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
Is it
yeah,
like
we didn't
chunky shit?
realize
It
how
was
it was
chunky.
going to
Oh,
work
wow.
either.
And then it was a right hand
There
turn.
it says timer, or no, clock starts in 500
Right.
kilometers.
Yeah. Meters.
And yeah, meters. And we
Yeah.
were like, oh, I guess that means there's a segment.
Yeah. So we were with like 3 or 4 other people
Oh, okay.
that we knew. And so we sort of like ramped up the effort. And there was a hard right hand turn in the middle of it that one of us missed. Not one of us 3.
And then up that hill,
And then up a hill.
What are they?
up
Just
a
use
chunky
Strava
dirt
times?
hill.
No,
Yeah. Ride with GPS.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you upload your ride at the end, and then they took all the
They
segments.
take
Oh,
these
okay.
4 segments and they compile everyone's time like for overall time.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's not bad.
We gotta do it.
It's a cool concept because like you can,
Absolutely agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's a because you can enjoy like the ride, but then also
Right.
you can like hammer a couple times in the segments,
Yeah.
and then like enjoy the ride with people that maybe you normally wouldn't ride with.
Right.
right.
Yeah, I think something like that, like a Fondo type event, it gets more people to sign up. Right?
Yeah.
It grows a community more. It's not just a bunch of like hardos showing up, not talking to each other, and just like racing for 4 hours, you know?
I don't know what this one costs, but like, what are you getting? What do you think you're getting out of the admission? Like, that's one thing that turns me off about
Story to
these
tell on a
races.
A
podcast.
bandana.
Yeah, a bandana, a top tube sticker that you peel off. I mean, so that's a great question because that's like you walk away from it and you think, okay, I felt good, right? It felt accomplished,
Yeah.
right? It was a fun route. It was roads that mostly like, so Brian and I went out and like did most of this ride last year. We saw that it was a race. We missed out on it. We were new to riding gravel, and we like just like stole the route from someone else's Strava and just like went out and rode most of it. We did like a 65.
It's a little different.
Yeah, they changed it this year a little bit. Yeah, I mean, it was nice to have like a designated spot to like park and not have to worry about that. And like there was food at the end, and they gave us like drink tickets and stuff. But yeah, like I don't know. I don't know if it's like, I'm not trying to like talk shit about these people.
No,
you know, but like what's the
it goes
payoff?
for any event, really.
I feel like a lot
yeah.
of bike races are super expensive to get into.
Yeah, they're getting more and more expensive.
Even I know it's silly, but like I think Ninegret for the like MBX crit, I think you get charged like $10 a pop each time you want for each
the
race.
training series
Yeah.
are $10 each.
Yeah.
yeah. And
Does
then
it-
Sunshine Crit is
Any of that goes towards any sort of like fundraising, or is it just?
I think it goes towards MBX and like the prizes that they hand out.
Yeah.
But then the time that it takes for them to like organize for them to like come out and get their volunteers or whatever.
Yeah, and that's reasonable. And like you're supporting a small shop, and they're putting on like an organized race for you, whatever.
Right.
But like $150 to like $250 for a 1 day race, like
Yeah. Natchaug wasn't that expensive. I think it was around $80. The price point,
$80 or
89.
something.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if there was like more supported stops, that would
Right.
make sense. But
Absolutely.
like what we
Honestly,
were talking
if I
about
had-
earlier with the Florida ride.
If I had 2 rest stops and you gave me like Scratch and Uncrustables and some pickle juice shots, like then I'm all in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Really, all in. Because that's what that Florida ride was like. We
Yeah.
talked about it before on the show.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
talked
they
about
were
it earlier
excellent.
today.
We
They
talked
were
about it
awesome.
earlier today. Yeah, like
And
that-
you had SAG vehicles and bike mechanics on route.
right.
That's awesome.
Right. And there were you could call someone if you were in a bind, but like luckily, I mean, you guys did get into a bind, but not enough to call anyone.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You called me, I didn't answer till the segment was over. I feel a little bit guilty about
Nah,
that.
that's right.
But that should be a mission. Is like someone should put together an organized race like that, low barrier to entry, and still provide like a good like
Yeah.
supported experience.
Right. I mean, it makes sense to like want to put money in your pocket. You're putting in your time. You're
Yeah.
hosting an event. You know, like no one says that anything like that should be free. But like, would I love to like go back out there like us and like some other members like of the club and just
Yeah.
like go and ride and like find a coffee shop and stop at that corner market? Yeah. Why
Yeah,
not?
exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
Park at some state forest or something like we
Right.
did the first time. Yeah. Why not? Yeah.
We should do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do an organized race
All right.
for $35.
Okay.
I feel like
That's a good price.
Yeah, that's just the amount.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody gets one Uncrustable.
Yeah.
One Uncrustable.
We don't have to have beer at the end. We can put that towards the pickle shop budget.
Right.
We're good. I've never taken a shot of pickle juice.
Oh,
Oh, it's great.
oh my God. It's
Is it
great.
true? Does it really make you feel that different? Like
Yeah, it's
after
like life
in-
water.
It's supposed
like-
to prevent from cramping.
yeah.
Great electrolytes. It's great.
But it gives you like a boost, right? Like kind of like an energy boost.
I mean, it makes you go like one of these.
I don't think it gives you any.
It's like a shot of
sort
tequila.
boost.
Got a
Yeah,
video
sort
of
of
John
is, or like
coughing.
yeah. There's a video of me coughing in our upcoming Florida video. Yeah.
I'd try it.
Yeah, it's good. It's almost like an apple cider vinegar shot where it sort of
Yeah,
gets
yeah.
you in the back of the throat a little bit.
You've
But
never taken like a pickleback shot? Wow.
I don't even know what that is. What's in that?
that's like something that you
take
do
a
with.
shot of whiskey and then you take a shot of pickle juice.
I think that's a Rhode Island
no.
thing.
No,
Really?
I think it is. I think it started in Rhode Island.
I don't think so.
Uh-oh. We're going to have a separate podcast for this.
Really need that production assistant.
That's what somebody told me.
Anything else stand out about Natchaug before we move on? I mean, it was fun. Like, the food at the end was interesting.
It was just one of those races
Chili.
that like
Yeah, chili and pasta.
Yeah.
I think I had like 4 bowls of pasta.
Yeah, I had 3 bowls.
yeah,
I mean,
we
you
were
gotta get that
basically
money's
at
worth.
we were basically at a VFW post.
Yes.
like eating.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And a
yeah.
bunch of people were just like huddled around this like 32-inch TV as like people's times are being compiled, and I was
Yeah.
like, guys, I'm leaving.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
See what place I came in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Picklebacks originated in Brooklyn, by the way,
Oh,
which
fuck. I was close.
I was
Not
gonna
Rhode
say.
Island.
I wish I said it. Fuck.
Seems about right.
That's where I had my first one.
That's a big ride though. What's next on the list for you guys?
Oh, I got a race
John?
this weekend.
Oh really? What are you guys?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I mean, it's called the Mixtape. It's in Lakeview or Lakeville?
Lakeville.
Massachusetts.
I might
it's,
crash it.
it's gravel.
Wow, Mass has a lot of good gravel races, huh?
Yeah, it's in like the Freetown State Forest area.
Okay.
Yeah, that's 50 miles and
Big field.
Is that also a segment race?
bigger field. Yeah, segment race, and it's like, you know, they say there's going to be sections where you wish you had a mountain bike, and there's going to be sections where you wish you had a road bike. You know, so it's like everything in between. And,
Yeah.
yeah. It should be
I
fun.
signed up. I slept on it.
It's
too long.
relatively close, and it'll be this Sunday, and yeah, so we'll see.
That'll be awesome. Nice.
Is anyone else doing it?
Jake, previous
Jake.
guest of this podcast, Jake Saunders, and maybe the guy that missed the turn in the first segment of Natchaug. Sorry, Jake.
That's definitely something I would do. Actually, I did that when we did that Four Friends race.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it was
Did that
just
during the-
chaos, and he was in the front, but we just like weren't. It really caught. I don't know. It really caught me off guard, that segment. It was just like, oh fuck, like let's go.
Yeah.
So I think we were all sort of like,
So this is a dumb question, but in between segments, you can go at whatever pace. Does
Yes.
not matter.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it didn't count towards your.
Yeah, there was no overall time.
there was
Yeah.
no overall time.
It was
Yeah,
just
you could have took a nap in
the
between.
4
Yeah.
segments combined.
Yep, that's it.
Any notable people there that were in that race, or
We were there.
you
Yeah,
see,
us.
see Dylan Johnson there coaching
No,
everybody?
no. No, that's not until we go to Overland, where we'll see some.
Yeah.
Oh,
million
that would
people
be
there.
amazing.
We're
Are you-
doing that.
No
We
way,
are.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, that's the one we're doing. Yeah, I get it confused with Rooted sometimes.
Yeah,
That's
no, we're
sick.
doing
Yeah,
it.
we're
This
doing
year?
Overland this year.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, us and Marcus is doing it.
Marcus, Noah,
Yep.
who else?
A lot of other friends, right? I think like Scott and Sarah are doing it, and Jason, and a lot of other
Jason.
people that we ride gravel with, and
You guys doing the extended route? What is that, like 300
There's only
miles?
one route.
I
yeah,
thought,
we're doing the long.
am I
one,
thinking of the
big
other
boy.
one?
You might be thinking of something else.
There's
Rooted?
Rooted might have a couple different ones, and D2R2. I'm not as familiar with these.
I thought Unbound Gravel had like the regular race, and then they had like a 300-mile version of it, or
You're
something.
thinking
like
of
that.
Unbound?
That's Unbound.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that is in somewhere in the middle of the United States. It used to have a racially insensitive name, and they recently changed it to Unbound.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's
I
like
would love to do that too.
that's yeah, that's like Ian Bosworth won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a big, it's like a marquee event
Yes.
or something like that.
300 miles
Yes,
over one day.
I think they do it in
Yeah.
one session. Yeah, like
Some
think like
people
Leo
do it
Wilcox did
24
last
hours.
year.
yeah, Lale Wilcox did it.
Yeah.
Is that gravel?
Yes.
Yeah.
Holy moly!
Yeah, Unbound. Yeah.
That's gonna be like a 17-hour day.
Yeah, amazing. Next year, 2023.
I'll do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
I could be
I
convinced.
think it might be a little shorter.
You're looking it up.
Just
Yeah.
a little shorter.
Jared, this is great. You got any other questions about Natchaug while Brian looks this up?
No, I just think that's a really cool ride, and I love that you guys are doing the gravel races right now. So is that going to tone down in the summer for you, or are you just pretty much?
We're doing Greylock. That's in the summer.
Yep, Greylock is the Greylock Century Challenge. Brian and I did that last year with Noah.
Check it out on the YouTube.
Yep, you can check it out on our YouTube. Brian, Jeremy, you're coming to that one this year.
I am.
Yeah, that's July 30th. That's all road, but that's like wild. It's 100
Yeah.
miles, like 13,000 feet of climbing or something.
Yeah, that one was nuts.
all road, going up Mount Greylock,
I'm excited. For
going
that.
up Kingsley Hill again. I can't believe
Oh
we
my
decided to go
God.
up with that again. That's
Oh,
one of
that's
the
like the
A little bit better
24%?
gearing this time.
yeah,
Is that what it
yeah,
is?
20+%.
That's crazy.
Legit, everyone was not
Pushing.
everyone, well, because we rode our bikes up it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
a lot of people were pushing their bikes up and like cheering you on as you ride past them. It was that. I know we've said it before and we'll say it again. The Greylock Century rules. Berkshire Velo rules.
Yeah.
Go and sign up for their events. They hooked it up with rest stops.
Yeah, ton of rest stops.
Great food
Yeah, yeah.
at all the rest stops. And one of my favorite moments ever, it's our buddy Kevin's kid, was yelled as we were about to climb up Mount Greylock, said, "Have fun, don't die."
Nice.
It really is like the best moment.
Is that where they lead you to a bunch of breweries and stuff? Is that where you got? Is that the same ride that you guys?
No,
were
so that
doing?
was
No,
the
that was
Green
the
Mountain.
bike packing.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was
okay.
the gravel growler.
Unorganized.
Oh,
Nice.
okay, I got that.
He's all out of sorts,
Yeah.
folks.
Yeah,
Well,
you
you
got to
guys-
go back and
You
listen to
guys
the
race a lot.
podcast.
Dirty. Sorry.
Don't say that one. Unbound.
Unbound gravel.
Yes.
Is 200 miles.
I had no idea they changed the name, and that was a separate race. I mean, that was the same
It's the
race.
same race.
Same
Yeah,
race.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's a 100 mile and a 200 mile.
Now I want to know what it means. What's
I'll tell you off pod.
okay? Yeah, I got
Yeah, I'll
it.
tell you off pod. No problem.
Google it.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, Natchaug was great. It was a lot of fun. A couple more gravel events coming up, and I'm sure we'll just like keep everyone posted on the events that we're doing.
Yeah,
Throughout the year.
You're gonna
Yeah.
do Jamestown and stuff this year, right? I think.
Yeah,
I
I'd like
wanna
to do Jamestown
with
road
you
race.
guys. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to.
I would do it again.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was an easy one.
yeah. All right. Okay. We talked about prepping for a big ride or a big race. I think we sort of skimmed over it. Is there anything that Jared, is there something that sticks out in your mind the day before a big ride you're trying to focus on the day before?
I think you guys said a lot of it. Food and sleep, most
Yep.
important ones, and then mindset, like Jeremy was saying too.
Yeah.
I think you guys hit.
Yeah,
most
it's
of
nice
it.
being able to be relaxed and not like all like flustered and stuff and like not know where your things
No
are.
alcohol.
I prepare your gear early because that's always super frustrating.
Yeah.
Trying to do that all last minute and forgetting stuff.
Oh,
I'm like
yeah.
the king of that.
Sucks to forget something.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, I forget that I'm like, not even before a race, I'll like get ready for bed.
What was that?
And then,
What was
He's
this
taking
mean?
his inhaler.
Yeah,
Before bed.
inhaler?
take my inhaler
Okay.
before I go to bed.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I'll realize that I didn't pack anything.
Yeah.
I was like, well, this isn't the
You know
time
how
to
the
do it.
Hulk-
Sucking on his goofy.
You know how the Hulk is like, I'm angry all the time. That's like my secret. It's like I'm high all the time. So if I forget something, it's something else.
Yeah.
It's not the weed. All right, this is something that that I talked about with Jake on that last episode that we talked about earlier. I asked Jake for his pro tips, and he sort of looked at me like, "Well, we're not pros, so we're gonna do amateur pro tips, right? Because we are all amateurs. Like as much as we like to ride our bikes, we also have day jobs, and we think we know what we're talking about, but sometimes we don't. But
Yeah.
I think it'd be nice to just go around the circle and share sort of a pro tip, if you will, and then we can sort of break it down and see if it makes sense, if it holds, or if it is for everyone, or maybe it isn't. So I can start if that's okay.
Yeah, let's hear
Sure.
yours.
Something that I like to do at the end of every ride is I shift into the small ring in the front of my bike because I feel like it stretches your chain that much less. Like
That's a
if your
good
bike
idea.
is stored and it's in the big ring, your derailleur is going to be like stretched a little bit more, and the chain is going to be pulled a little bit more. This is something my dad told me.
Yeah.
So just like put it in the small ring at the end of your ride. Like my bike right now is in the small ring.
Small
And,
front,
I've
small
noticed
back.
that you do that.
small front, middle in the back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Huh. Never thought about that.
Yeah. So then it's just
That's a
not
good
stretched
idea.
out.
I like that.
Now, really, when you think about it, how much is it really being stretched? Not that much. The derailleur hopefully is like taking up the extra slack, but like you're also engaging the derailleur a little bit. So I don't know. Is it helping wear and tear on parts? What does everyone think?
Yeah, if anything, it's relaxing your derailleur.
I think so, without a doubt.
I think.
Relaxing the derailleur. Yeah. Because if you were big and big, which you shouldn't be, right? Because
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
you're cross chaining. But that's the most stretched your chain would be and the most stretched your derailleur would be in order
Right.
to compensate for that gear ratio.
Just got to take your chain off after every ride.
Ooh, that's a good idea. That's a real pro tip. That's why these are amateur pro tips. Real pro tip, take your whole bike apart.
Yeah.
Clean it.
Chain off, clean it. Yeah.
No, that's a good one. I like that. I actually have it set up like that now, but not intentionally. So I'll have to do that.
There you go. You got a pro tip, Jared?
Yeah, I feel like it's somewhat controversial, but cleaning your drivetrain with WD-40.
Yeah, I would never do
Yeah,
that. I would never do that.
I don't know. It
wouldn't
works so
either.
well. I don't know. Is it because I put a rag down so I don't like spray the bearings of my wheels or anything like that, or the bottom bracket? But
I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm a sucker for like cycling gear, but like that's what like degreaser and lube is for.
I know. But it's just it's
Simple green.
so
Simple
perfect.
Green as degreaser, and then I just use like regular rock and roll gold lube.
There's
or
a pro
whatever.
tip. Mix Simple Green and water.
Oh, you gotta.
You got a degreaser.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've used like the Simple Green stuff, but I honestly just like spraying WD-40 on a rag and wiping everything down. It works so well.
I don't know what it's doing to your bearings.
Pro tip off of that pro tip.
Okay. Yeah.
Don't clean your bike with any like harsh degreasers. Like
Oh, right.
I cleaned my bike one time with what's the purple one? Purple Power or like
Oh,
purple?
I know what you're talking about, like the
sounds
Home
right.
Depot
Super Clean-
industrial cleaner.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
called Super Clean. That's what it's called.
Okay.
It comes in
Yep.
a purple bottle.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
And anything that's anodized, like anodized aluminum.
Yep.
Like your like any drivetrain, like any Ultegra Durace drivetrain is anodized aluminum, or like wheels, aluminum wheels, anodized. It will take the finish off of
Damn.
Oh yeah.
your
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
And it wrecked my shit. And
Sure.
I sprayed like everything.
Yeah.
Because it said like on the website, because I was looking at the directions on like what it can clean for what like you cut it with.
Yep. Yep.
And like half and half it says, yeah, bike components. It said nothing about like destroying anything. And then I was rinsing shit down, and I noticed that there was like no more sheen to to my like group set.
Yeah.
I mean my crank set. And I was like, oh shit. And there was like nothing I could do about
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Sure.
Just
So
stripped it right
I just
off.
changed my crank set. Just change your crank set.
Damn.
Yeah, it sucks, but yeah, that wasn't my pro tip.
What do you got for your pro tip?
My amateur tip
Am tip?
is probably as amateur as it gets. Like anytime I'm coming up to a stop sign, stoplight, or like just slowing down to a spot where I think I might have to stop, I just pop my standing foot out of place, and I keep
Early. You do it early.
Yeah, I keep
You really anticipate it.
the toe of the clip
Yep.
in place so I can just like click myself back in real quick.
Yep. If
Yeah.
the opportunity presents itself.
It's just like a little panic
Right.
thing
Right.
in case something comes up.
Sure.
In case like
No one wants to fall over at a
Yeah.
stop sign.
No.
We've all done it. Well,
It's
I know I
embarrassing.
have.
Oh yeah, especially
That's-
trying to clip back in.
Yep.
yeah.
Right.
That's something I've done for the past, I mean, however long I've been riding for. Like I think I fell over at one stop sign. I was like, how can I prevent myself from
Right.
falling over? And I don't know if any other people do it. I know that Brian does it sometimes.
I do.
See him do it, but that's my little.
Our buddy Cal, he clips out. He's always good at clipping out, I've noticed.
Really?
Yeah.
Does he do a full dismount or like a full unclip?
Oh,
or
I'm
does
not sure,
Does
but
he kick his heel to the side?
No, I think he just has his heel kicked to the
Oh
side.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's
He'll come on the podcast. He can speak to it.
That's my favorite tip.
Yeah, I fell over at a stop sign at a red light, and there was a shitload of cars.
It's humiliating.
Super embarrassing.
Yeah.
I just like
If you don't get that good push,
I shuffled off to the
Yeah.
side of the road, and I just sat there.
Yeah, you just like
All
wave
right,
everyone by, hang your
come
head,
on,
just go ahead.
Don't
Yeah.
want anybody to
Yeah.
see.
Yeah. Brian, you got a pro tip?
I would say so. I was thinking kind of along the lines of what Jared said with getting your gear ready before, but always making sure if you have a electronic shifting, always make sure your gears are charged,
Charge it.
your batteries are charged before a ride, and your head unit. Because I'm always seeing people like
Oh, my head unit
mid-ride-
died.
Yeah, and I'm kind of like, I don't know how that happens because
Sure.
I'm so like, I need to make sure my shit's charged.
Yeah.
I don't know how people go out on a ride and like halfway through it dies.
Yeah.
Especially
my
with
power
the-
pedals have been uncharged for the last like 4 rides. If you go
Wow.
go through my recent
Wow.
exit rides,
That's
there's
a
no
little
power
different though,
readings.
because like your pedals still work.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, that's true.
But like
Yeah.
if you're relying so much on like a head unit,
Oh yeah, I'll never leave that with
like
Or like shifting.
yeah.
Yeah.
and shifting.
Yeah, all of a sudden your gears are just stuck.
Yeah, I try to make sure I put mine on the charger at least after like 2 or 3 longer rides.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, right.
Even though I know they're probably still fully charged, it's just like a peace of mind thing.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. That's a good tip. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, overcharge everything.
Just overcharge it.
And drink pickle juice.
Yeah.
Overcharge everything and drink pickle juice.
Yeah. Great amateur pro tips.
Yeah, smart thing to do is probably like a little bonus is probably make like a little checklist of things to bring
Oh,
with
yeah.
you
Yep.
in the morning or whenever you're preparing stuff. Because ride that we did a couple days ago, I was like drastically unprepared. I forgot my heart rate sensor, a few other things. I didn't.
Your leg warmers.
Leg warmers. What else? Forgot my AirPods, a battery to my GoPro.
Wow.
Sounds
yeah,
like me.
a lot of different
You ever
stuff.
seen the Austin Powers movies?
Yeah.
You know before he leaves, he goes spectacles,
Yes.
testicles,
Oh, yeah.
and watch.
Yeah.
I think about that before I leave,
That's
but
my
it's just like helmet, gloves.
That's my checklist.
GoPro.
I'll stand in my washroom where I keep all my stuff.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, all right, I have my helmet.
Yeah.
Got my glasses. And I just like go down.
Go
my
down.
Body.
Yeah.
But I still forget. I did
Yeah,
that.
it
I
happens.
did that when I forgot the heart rate sensor, and I
Yeah.
was like, I got to my chest. I was like, do I have everything in here?
That's like I have a duffel bag that I keep all my.
Smelly stuff in.
Well, no, I take it out after every ride and I wash my clothes. I wash my riding gear after every single ride.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if it was an hour ride.
You have to.
I wash after because that's gross.
Yeah.
But I normally will leave both pairs of sunglasses, my helmet, heart rate sensor, and I always have like snacks in there, no matter what. in my duffel bag. Then that way,
Some Nutter Butters.
yeah,
Some
that,
honey stingers.
that stuff's already in there, and I don't have to worry about it. All I have to put in
A
is
duffel bag, boy.
depending on what shoes I'm using that day, and then like my riding gear.
Oh, nice.
This I keep coming up with shit, but something that I want to know more about. It's probably simple that I could probably just do a Google search on. But when your dad was washing our clothes,
Yep.
when we were staying at your dad's
Yeah,
spot,
when we were down in Florida.
he was using vinegar to like wash his clothes.
Oh, really?
I think he thinks I think it like gets the funk helps get the funk out
Yeah.
of the clothes.
Huh.
Yeah.
I have noticed that like
Yeah.
there is like lingering smell. It's not like off-putting, but
Yeah, there's a lingering vinegar smell.
no. I think
when
I think the vinegar gets like
It does get it
everything
out.
out. You know?
Lingering
Gotcha.
ass sweats.
Yeah.
Sure, like a body odor thing.
Yeah.
yeah.
There are companies that make like laundry detergent for riding specifically.
to like neutralize smells like
Yeah.
that.
But
I
it's
think that's what the vinegar
Probably
does.
can
much
get it
more
off, like-
expensive though.
You can get it
Yeah.
off like competitive cyclists and
Yeah.
like
But you
Bike
can
Tires
also
Direct.
you can also buy a gallon of distilled cleaning vinegar.
Right,
That
for like
too.
$4.
Yeah.
No, like $1. You can go to
Oh, wow.
Dollar Tree and just
Salt
get like
and
a
vinegar
gallon.
chips. Rub it in.
Ooh, good idea. Then that snacks at the same time.
Yeah.
I I wanna know like what does he just put like
Like a dash in.
a little
Wanna-
dash?
Should we call him?
Yeah.
Would that be bad for the pod?
Get him on the phone.
No, that would work.
You think he'll pick up?
Wow, this is a first here, folks.
I don't know if this is gonna work.
Do you guys wash your cycling gear with other clothes or no?
Yeah,
I do sometimes.
I do because I'm lazy.
Oh, yeah, same here.
Call
You
my
might have to
dad.
hold it up to the
It's on
mic.
speakerphone.
Oh, Big John, the premiere.
Yeah.
Oh,
What's up?
wish I
Well, this
had-
is gonna amount to nothing if he doesn't answer.
How's the answer? What's up, bud?
what do you think he's
Hey,
doing?
buddy.
Why do you think he's not answering?
Probably eating dinner. No, I don't know.
He's probably having some Thai food.
Yeah, he
He's
loves
a
Thai
huge-
food.
huge
Eating one
fan
big
of
egg
Thai
omelet.
I love Thai food.
Oh, man.
That's right.
All right. Well, tune in next week to find out Big John's tips. Big
Cleaning tips.
John's vinegar tips.
Yeah.
Damn, what a bummer.
Yeah, that was a bummer. Could have
He'll call back.
been great. Yeah, we can solve for another 2 minutes or so, but I got like no other pro tips. That's the end of the format of the episode. So, yeah, unless he calls back within the next, 90 seconds or so. Is there anything else anyone wants to touch on before we get out of here?
Oh, just thanks for having me back. This was really
Oh,
fun.
hell yeah. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, thanks, Jared.
Yeah.
Do you have any goals or intentions
Oh,
of
good
riding
question.
more? now
Honestly,
that-
just getting back into like frame, like getting back down to like the weight I felt most, like I felt I performed best at, which
Yep.
was probably around like 170, 168-ish.
That's a good weight.
Somewhere,
That's like
somewhere
where
around
I'm
there.
at.
Yeah. So yeah, just that's honestly the goal for this year. Get back in riding shape
Yeah.
and try and ride as much as possible.
Right.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm doing more strength training lately, so that's kind of been like eating up some time too.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, definitely want to get out there and ride more and not indoors.
That's a good goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Love it. Would love, let us know. We'll ride with you, baby.
Oh yeah, yeah. You
Yeah.
guys are always down, which is
Yeah.
nice. That's why this club is the best.
Oh, thanks. Thanks. We are the best, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. I think that's all she wrote. Jeremy, Brian, you guys good?
Yeah.
I'm great.
All right.
yeah,
My
we're
dad's
good.
not calling us back.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for watching. Look at the camera, wink a couple of times.
Forgot that was over there.
And
Do
yeah.
poses for the thumbnails.
Are you going to post for the thumbnail? Okay.
Yeah. This is great for audio.
Wow, this is
We're
awful.
posing for the thumbnail
It's an
for all
awful
you
pose.
listening right now.
All right. Catch you on the next one.
Adios.
Peace.